Hi, everyone.
Hello, welcome and welcome back.
And welcome back, Mari-Lyn.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I wasn't here last week and you had Nan on.
Yes. It
That
was
was
a great
awesome.
conversation. Yes. I love talking to Nan. And
hmm
she and I are both, chatterboxes. So it works out really well. So,
The
yeah, but it's
conversation
nice to have you back.
flows with you two.
hmm
hmm
It does. It's like we get into one channel or something. I don't know what it is. Yes.
And you two have known each other for a long time,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
She's not a student anymore, but she was. She's the person I've known the longest who was a student, if
hmm
that makes sense.
hmm
Yeah, I've had a lot of students, and I'll hear from them once in a while or that kind of thing, but she's a consistent person that I talk with. Yeah.
Fair to say, she's a person in your life.
Absolutely.
hmm
Absolutely. Yes.
hmm
And I met her for the first time. Is it 2 years ago? I think it was. We met because she's from Sweden.
Yeah.
And we met in Portugal for the first
Mhm.
time. Yes. And that was really nice. It was really wonderful. It's like, oh my God, man. And we couldn't stop hugging. It was just so fun. It was so awesome. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yes.
Excellent.
What do we talk about today? Do you think?
I'd like to talk about an article I read very recently.
Oh, okay.
And this article was talking about how life hands us situations. I mean, right? Every day, life is handing us situations,
Everything's a situation, right?
right? But how we can take those situations and in our brains turn them into problems,
Ooh, okay. All
especially
right.
situations that we are either not involved in
Oh, yeah.
or situations that we find ourselves involved in
Mm-hmm.
but not part of, if that makes
It
sense.
does. As soon as you said it, my mind starts. So if I don't look like I'm engaged, I really am. My mind is spinning right now of all the different.
Scenarios and
Yes,
situations and
yes,
problems
yes.
and
And making them problems when they're not problems.
right.
And then when a problem really comes up, I don't know if we always know what to do with it because we're so used to just thinking about it, just spinning about it and not doing anything.
Right.
Does that seem right?
It
That's
does.
where my mind immediately went.
Well, it does to me, hearing it and also in what I've experienced in life,
Yeah.
because I have had that issue, part of having codependency,
Yeah.
of, hearing a situation and it becomes a problem,
Yeah.
catastrophizing things.
That's a big word.
It is a big word and it's a big issue.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
it was a problem for me, catastrophizing things.
Yeah.
And in reading this article, and I'm sorry, I can't find this article again. What I do remember is that there was no, do they call it a byline where they say who wrote the article? There
Yeah.
was no
Oh.
person to give credit to.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you,
Um,
whoever you are.
so otherwise I would give you credit, but
Yes.
it wasn't there. Um, but talking about, you have a situation and you're trying to turn it into a problem, ask yourself, is this my situation?
Right.
Is this something that I personally have to find a resolution to? Most of the time, no. Most of the time, it's not.
And there's some codependence that could, like, yes, I have to do something because no, you really don't. It's really not your business to be in there.
Right. And this is asking, honestly asking, is it your place to find the solution to this problem?
Okay. All right. A connection was just made.
Ooh, okay.
So we have a group. Our students and us get together once a week for this group. These are advanced students. And we just started this the 5 elements from traditional Chinese medicine. This came to me. Mari-Lyn is into Qigong, right? And so years ago, we were sitting there yammering on, as we do when we had our physical space, and we're sitting in there, and all of a sudden it was like this, I don't know what happened, this
Floodgates open.
yes, thank you. And I was given 5 meditations, one for each of the 5 elements of traditional Chinese medicine, right? That's a whole nother story, kind of. However, yesterday in our group, I'm doing these meditations with the group, and it's 1 a month. We need time. Oof, do we need time in between? And yes, no. And
There's a backstory there.
yes, there is. Yesterday was the wood element. So I call it the masters of the 5 elements. So I'll say the master of the wood element, and Nan just said, you know, when the wood master came in, and I just started laughing. I'm going to start saying that now.
That was
The
great.
wood master, the fire master,
Yeah.
why it just never occurred to me to say it that way. Never did. But to make it short, so each element deals with a different emotions, different organs of your body, different seasons, different colors, different, like there's something attached to each one, and then you put all 5 of them together and it really completes the person. And it's a very physical, little energetic, but very physical thing. And of course, what we do is all energetic. So when those were brought to me, blah, 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 you all get it, I'm sure. What came to me, so there's certain things, and anger is the main, anger is the yin energy of wood. Human kindness is the yang energy, right? So, and they can we need to have both, but they need to be balanced. And if they get out of balance, whatever. So we all have times, anger, resentment, there's all sorts of things, but anger is the main thing, blah, blah. So I know you're all going like, God, would she just hurry up? So I will spin out if I get really, my brain gets sort of chaotic, and I'll end up getting nausea. And I always say to Mari-Lyn, oh, I'm having that brain nausea or that head nausea, because that's where it starts first, and then it goes to my brain, to my gut. And leading up to the meditation, as Spirit always does, Spirit's getting you ready for the meditation. So it's bringing stuff up directly related to that particular element. And so I had been nauseous a few times during the week. Thank goodness Mari-Lyn was there to help, texting. And this is the part that I wanted to get to. That was all a setup for. It's the way I spin and I clench. There's a clenching thing I do with my head, and it like cuts off the brain gut connection from flowing properly. So when you were just talking about those situations that come up and we're spinning, and I don't know if that was your term, but I took it as that when you spin about them, there are things you can't do anything about. And my brain immediately started clenching when you were saying that. And so I just went, okay, unclench. And so for me personally, when I get into those situations, Fred is telling me, unclench. You can't spin out and jump into that chaos when you're not clenching. So, as I relax, there's this relaxed, balanced place. And so it really is a choice. It really is a choice to go there or not go there. That
Yes,
all
it is
of
a
that
choice.
was to say it's a choice.
It is. And it's so funny. The visual that I just got as you were talking about spinning and clenching and relaxing and unclenching was figure skaters. Figure
Okay.
skaters, when they do a spin,
Uh-huh.
whether it's in the air or just on the ice, they have to bring in their whole body
Oh,
and
okay,
they
yes.
are clenched
They
because
are,
it's not, when you're spinning like some of them can,
yes.
it's not just a relaxed. No,
No.
every muscle in your body is tense.
And it's on the landing and that they release it all.
And the tighter they clench,
Yeah.
the faster they spin.
Oh, that's a great example.
Same thing with the brain.
Yes.
The more you clench, the more you spin, and the harder it is to get out of it
Yes.
to
Yes.
be able to see things with accuracy and with honesty.
Yes.
We get clenched in all of those
Yeah.
little, the facts and the non-facts
The
get
emotion,
so intertwined that we just can't see what's what.
right. Yep.
And
I agree.
different situations call for different reactions.
Right.
I mean, that's a given.
Right.
That if we can honestly look at it and say, okay, first of all, is this even my situation?
Yes. Yeah. And it is a known fact that 90% of what we
What we
spin
spin
out about,
about,
we can't do anything about anyway,
we
right?
have no control over it. The only thing that we can control in any given moment is us.
Yes.
And granted, sometimes our emotions, that reaction happens before we consciously make
Yep.
that choice.
Yep. That adopted behavior.
But when we find ourselves in that reaction, we still have that choice.
Yes.
Oh, is this really the reaction I need and want to have?
Is this what's best for me? Even, and
Exactly.
I'm going to say it never is, because even if it's something that you have to do something about, that you have the ability to do something about,
Right.
finding out about it is not helping anyone.
No, you're not going to find the resolution when you're
No.
spinning.
No,
Not
certainly
at all.
not a good one.
No.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I just had the vision of, when my children were small and they would just be, I would just like, I have two sons, and my sister always said two little boys are like puppies. They're constantly rolling around and shit's flying everywhere and they're screaming. And one moment they're laughing, the next minute they're "Ah," and then they're punching each other, and it's just, and there were times when I just had to leave the room and just take deep breaths and say, okay, and there were times when I did not do that and I would just start screaming at them to stop. Well, that's not helpful to anyone.
Right.
That's the stuff that wounding is created from, right? So that's just with that scenario that we were just
Right.
talking about.
Yeah.
So you just go in screaming as opposed to taking a moment, sorting it out.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, is it mine? I think would be the first,
Mm-hmm.
what you would think of. Yeah, like first I'm going to calm down.
Right.
I'm going to unclench. Is this really mine?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
if it is mine, how much of it?
how
And
much?
how much control
Mhm.
do I really have in this?
Because we often do think we have a lot more control than we do. At least that's in my life. I think I can control a lot more. And no, honey.
Mm-mm.
Like, Pam,
Mm-mm.
just stop.
Mm.
Right.
There's control. Ooh. Sometimes, and this is through personal experience, I'm saying we think we're taking control of a situation, and in reality, we are completely giving away our control.
Yes. Yes.
And
Absolutely.
in those moments when we're trying to control something that is none of our business,
Yes.
we are in fact giving away our control, and it's hard to get it back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a minute about that. What does that look like? Giving away your control.
Giving away your control. Well, in my experience, it's always been involved around codependency.
Okay.
So in my brain, I'm stepping into a situation that is none of my business,
Right.
because I'm going to be the savior. I'm going to fix it for everybody, so everybody loves and adores me.
Yes. Yes.
And in doing that, clearly I'm taking away their lessons. However, I'm giving up my control
Yes.
of myself,
Okay.
control over my own faculties, because now I've inserted myself to control this situation.
Mhm.
I am now at the mercy of those people I'm trying to control,
The
of
mercy.
whom I have no business
Right.
controlling.
Right. And in a sense, they will give up their control if they sort of acquiesce to someone who has no control in that situation.
Yes.
Right. Because we do sometimes shut down, and that's we're sort of protecting ourselves, or that sort of passive aggressive, I'm going to shut down and just and there's a control issue with that as well, right?
Right.
So
Right.
everyone is different, every situation is different. I'm sure
Mhm.
those of you out there listening are either completely confused, or you're going, oh yeah, but this is
Bam.
the way I do it. This
Yeah.
is yeah.
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 And the moment, I remember very clearly the moment that I realized, oh my God, I really am giving up my control by choice,
Yeah.
by trying to control.
Right, by trying to. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And this article, um, talking about all of the different things to look at in, is it yours to begin with? How much of it is yours? And in the immediate moment, is there anything that can be done?
Right.
And we're talking, for everyone's best good.
Right.
I mean, there's always something that can be done, but to
Yeah.
find a resolution to everybody's highest good, is there anything that you can do right now in this moment? The majority of the time, no.
And that is the best way to handle it, is by doing nothing. Is by stepping back, especially so what I keep getting like these kid references and stuff.
Mhm.
And just allowing them to work it out. And if they want to scream at each other, if they want to roll around and punch, you don't want them to get seriously hurt. My kids never got seriously hurt, but they had some good fights, physical and otherwise.
Right. And even in that, you're absolutely right. Stepping back, okay, is this something that they just need to resolve on their
Right.
own? Is this something that as a parent,
Mhm.
maybe you're not at home, maybe you're out in public. Is
Right.
this something as a parent that I need to take charge of? Yes or no
Right.
isn't the point. Stepping back and asking the questions
Right.
is the point.
And this is kind of their personal problem.
Mhm.
And I really wasn't involved. I wasn't involved at any other time in this. So why do I think that I should step in now? I
Right.
wasn't in the beginning, the middle, the whatever, wherever this is coming from. It was never my shit. So why am I thinking I'm going to come in now and take care of it? That's really
Ooh,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So there's an a way to look at it too. When something comes up, were you ever a part of this? And then if you, let's say you were, yeah, well, whatever, something happened, then that's the part that you need to deal with, not the entire thing.
Exactly.
Just coming in, sometimes just owning your shit.
Exactly.
Just own it. Just say, wow, this is my part of it. I am sorry. I want to apologize. I had no business even doing, or whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
And sometimes that acknowledgement of having a part in it is just that acknowledgement, and then removing yourself.
And then removing yourself.
Because it depends on, the who, what, when, where, why, and how of every situation. But to remember that situations does not equal a problem, that was really huge for me.
And if you're a codependent person, since you brought that up, people get used to you fixing things. So people will bring you situations to fix. And it's none of your business to be fixing, and it's none of their damn business to be bringing it to you. Fix it yourself. Like, we have so many people.
But we teach them.
Yes, through codependence. Yes.
We teach that through
codependence, our just control, just whatever. And it's not just,
Yeah.
that I'll be and that part of, I mean, we see it all the time. People don't know how to fix their own shit. They are not responsible for themselves. They don't take responsibility for anything. Because someone always just did it for them. Or the more they scream and holler and flop around, someone just takes care of it. And
lift up the rug and sweep it under.
Yep. And just of course, just let mommy take care of it, or whoever, the boss or that supervisor, that, whatever, just let them take care of it. No, you need to take care of your own crap.
Yeah. And that's a really good point. Personal responsibility plays a really huge part in that separation of situation and problem.
Yes.
Is it a problem? Do I have to take personal responsibility for something?
Right.
No. No problem.
Right.
Do I have to take personal responsibility for something here? Oh, crap. I have created an issue. Now, whether it's really a problem or not, hard to say.
Right.
My heart says if I have to take personal responsibility, that probably means I have created a negative energy flow between another person, and that's a problem.
That's a problem. Yeah.
So I have to take personal responsibility. Now, how am I going to do it? Is this something that I need to do, like, right now? Do I need to interrupt everybody's life to get this done? Or do I have to wait until this scheduled time that I'm already going to see this person and take care of it then?
Yes. Right.
That's a big choice to make.
And that personal responsibility, another thing we see, certainly, and I'm not going to get political or anything, but I said that word, so you all can take this wherever you want to take it. People are always looking to someone else to solve their problems, or blaming other people all the time. It's a constant blame. You stop telling me what I do or don't do. Look at yourself. Go find a mirror. Look at yourself. Take care of your own. If everyone took care of their own chaos, things would be a lot easier to deal with.
Oh boy, would they. I have to say this thought or it's going to leave me.
Yep.
You made a really huge, valid point. You said people are always wanting other people to fix their problems. And then you said they're blaming everybody for the problem.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Yes.
People are more likely to blame someone rather than want someone to fix it.
Mm. Okay, yes. I was going to I'm going to blame you and then you have to fix it, is where I went. But you went, okay,
I went to one or the other.
yes.
And
both those things exist at the same time, even within the same person.
yes, they do.
I just want to be a victim. I don't want anything. I really don't want anything fixed. I just want to be a victim, and I want to blame you, and I want to be angry with you.
Yep.
And you're the reason for all of my problems.
Yep. And at the same time, they could still want the other person to fix it,
Yes.
although they probably really don't want it fixed.
Right. True. Yes.
Because if it's fixed, then what do they do?
Right. Or they want some big, like, yeah, they want something bigger than themselves to swoop in and take care of it, when we need to take care of what we can take care of in our own space. And
right.
Just, yeah. So it's just so big.
And when we're unhappy about something, anything, we are unhappy, we are the only ones that can do anything about it.
Yes. Yes.
Even if it's simply changing our perspective.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sure, some situations mean that other people have parts to play.
Right.
But we have no control over that. We only have the control over what we do.
And we often, I think, or I'm just going to use myself so me growing up, oh, where was I going with that? I was led to believe that, like, my mom was the only one that could really, she was so controlling and wanted to, she was the only one that could fix any problem, or she was, we do that too. Sometimes we don't realize how much we can really do for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Always looking. So if you're always looking to someone else to fix something, take a deep breath here and take responsibility, and the outcome will be so much greater and so much more fruitful.
Yeah.
When you take care of your own business.
Absolutely.
Stop
Absolutely.
blaming. Mm-hmm. And things can be a reason. What is that saying? I've forgotten now. Go ahead. I don't know why. Oh, a reason, but not an excuse.
Yes. Yes.
So my mom was a total bitch. We all know. And there are things that, behaviors and wounding and everything. And the reason is because of that. But I can't use that for an excuse. I can't use her as an excuse for me to stop living, or to be okay with that wounding, or the way that expresses itself, or whatever that is, as an excuse to be able to do it. Well, my mom was a bitch. Well, okay. Right. What the hell does one have to do with the other? None. You're an adult. Take care of your own shit.
Yeah. It's another case of looking outside of yourself for everything.
Everything. Yes.
And we can't look outside of ourselves.
No.
Not to solve the problem, not to find that love, not to make the decision.
Right.
We have to take personal responsibility.
Absolutely. Yes.
There's just, well, I was going to say there's no way around it.
Right.
Clearly there is, because there's people all over the world that aren't taking personal responsibility.
Yes.
But if we want to live as authentic and oh,
don't go to where I'm going, where I can't, things keep slipping out of my head today.
Yeah, as Pete, well, it already happened. But if we want to be authentic, if we want to be healing, if we want to be able to be free of the tethers that our wounding puts on us, we cannot look outside of ourselves for any of it.
And the obligation What came in was obligation.
Mm.
We put the obligation on someone else to fix our shit. Or we take obligation for stuff that isn't our shit. Like,
Right. Right.
so when situations come up, is this just a crappy situation? Or, oh boy, holy moly. So this past Sunday's Fred's Meds, I just realized, is about standing in the eye of the storm.
I did it just before we got online.
Oh, did you? What did
Yes,
you
I
think?
did. I got dizzy at one point.
Did you? Did
Yeah.
you pull back and get in the center, or what made you dizzy?
Watching everything.
Oh,
Watching everything in the storm. And I finally went, oh my gosh, I don't even need to look at it. I don't even need
what
to
a
look
perfect
at it.
metaphor. Don't even look at it.
No.
Just don't.
Because everything I was picking out
Mhm.
had nothing to do with
Yes.
me
Yes.
at any point in
Yeah.
its existence. Nothing at all.
Yes.
And when I finally went, oh, okay, I'm just not even going to look.
Yeah.
And okay, the storm's still happening, but I'm not dizzy anymore.
Right.
And
It's not yours.
okay, it's not mine.
Not yours. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I remember there were times, talking about my kids a lot today, but when they were small, sometimes I would just walk out of the room because if I didn't see it happening, I didn't have to do anything about it. Like it was just easier. But that's what that reminded. Sometimes you just have to walk away and say, okay,
Yeah.
I can't, it's none of my business, or I can't deal with that right now, or whatever it is. I mean, it's not like wasn't like they were getting hurt or something, but they were just doing something that, I go, should I take care? Should I say something? Should I? And sometimes I just walk out of the room. It's like, okay, I don't see it happening, so it's not really happening. And that can be both good and bad, right? That could be denial,
Could be denial,
or
but
it
it
could
could
be,
also be teaching them the great tool of problem solving.
yes, yes,
If they had a problem,
yeah.
it was only a situation for you.
Right. I like that. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I do want to mention something here for a minute. It's off topic, completely off topic.
Jeez.
So I've talked about this. You all know that my oldest son lives in Morocco and his beautiful future wife is there. They have been working for months trying, because they want to get married there, right? They want to get married. And it's what I call like a second world, whatever. It's not first world, it's not third world. They're in the middle. So it's second. Anyway, it's a lot. And then they have to have everything translated, and he has to have an FBI background check that has to, I mean, it's just all of these things. And then there's a lot of rules because of, just the country itself has a lot of rules. And then it's Muslim country, and though it's very influenced by Europe, they're still ruled a lot by Islam, right? Because that's, anywho, my husband my husband one night said, well, can't you just marry him? And I went, oh yeah, both Mari-Lyn and I are ordained for like $18 online. You can get ordained. And so I thought, well, wow, that would be kind of cool. So I text Mari-Lyn and we started talking about it, and we thought, well, let's just look more into it. We found this website. Apparently during COVID, there are 137, I think, countries that decided that you could get married online, no matter what country you're in. And as long as like our son obviously was born here, he's a United States citizen, so we can get them married here online. This happened during COVID because they had to open up so much because of
Right.
COVID, and they just kind of let it go. So so exciting. My son's going to be married soon.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Yes, there's
Yeah. It is so exciting.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so any of you out there, if you know anyone that is in another, they're like struggling to get married or things aren't going well, look that stuff up. It's called, this particular one is, I think, virtualmarriage.com, and there's a courtly.com. And so there's some options out there for
Yeah.
you. And even if you're not out of the country, you just want a quick whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring that up. It was, of course, I'm happy for my son and all that, but I'm just happy for that being there. Like, not a whole lot of good came out of the pandemic.
True that.
And there's something good that came out of that pandemic.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, it'll make it so much easier. So
Yeah.
much easier. Like, it's incredibly easier. She's having a hard time getting a visa to come here.
Mm-hmm.
And this will really help that too, because they'll be married. And yeah, so
Absolutely.
anyway, it's
Yeah.
really exciting. That was
It is
something.
win, win, win all the way around.
It is. And
Yeah.
had no idea it was out there. Had my husband not made that sort of, he was kind of joking.
Right.
Yeah, we never would have known. So
Yeah.
all 50 states allow it, but there are only like 5 states where you can actually register to. So I can't do it because I'm here in Oregon. But anyway, this service can, and that's
Yeah.
fine. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So anyway, wanted to
Yeah.
bring that up. That was pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
And very exciting. And again, one of the few really cool things, one of probably just a handful of cool things that came out of the pandemic. There's not much, but that was. So anyway.
Yeah. I can't think of, well, the only other thing that I can think of that came out of the pandemic was how much healing we did.
Oh my God, we did years within like that year and a half or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So much. Oh my goodness.
Because we'd meet, what, 5 days a week?
At least.
At least, sometimes more. And we would get together, and just for hours and hours and hours, it was just the two of us.
Yep.
And wow, the healing.
Yeah.
Which brings up the 5 elements thing.
Oh, the backstory.
Yes, the backstory.
Yeah, the backstory. This was brilliant.
Sure, we can use that word.
Yeah. So Pam and I are sitting, we're at our space, and
A beautiful space, by the way. It was beautiful.
it was beautiful, and it held such a high vibration.
Oh,
Oh man, I miss that place.
me too. I really do. Yeah.
Yeah. Before Pam, put this out there to her meditation group, she wanted to try it out. I was her guinea pig. Always.
This was when I was doing in-person meditation. So we still did in-person meditations through COVID. It was, we tried to keep it as hush-hush as possible because we live in a place where they didn't want people getting together. But go ahead.
So we decided that we're going to try these, and I'm going to let you tell the rest of the story.
So Mari-Lyn was talking about Qigong. We were talking about the 5 elements. And so wood, fire, earth, metal, water. Those are the 5 elements. She was talking about them. I think we'd had other conversations about it. But anyway, and all of a sudden, each element had like an ascended master for that particular element. And they all came in, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I got this great, it's like, you need to do meditations with this. And so, okay, cool. And each one is so healing in its own way, and it brings balance and blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, cool. And I'm like, Spirit, can we just do all those right now? And Fred was like, well, yeah. Cool. So we said, and
now keep in mind, the question was, can we do these?
Yes.
And the answer was yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
So we went through each of the 5 elements meditation right there. And they were shorter than like the meditation is a good full solid hour, but this is probably 2 hours and we did all 5. We were in the fetal position, each of us, afterward, like, what did we just do? And we had our socks literally knocked off, and we were down for a week, if not 2.
Oh man, it was.
Oh. And so we were like, Fred, why did you sit? He answered the question, can I? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But the question shouldn't be, should we? Or we should have asked a little more, because it would have been, no, you dummy, you do it one. And at least 3 weeks in between each one.
Oh my gosh.
We kicked our own ass on
We
that.
did. That was
Good.
so
But it was
amazing though.
amazing.
It was
It was.
amazing.
And I think really it kind of had to be done that way to really fully get what we were doing there. Like, had we,
I would
like,
agree.
like now we just do one at a time. We put them, a month apart, and they're each absolutely fabulous.
They are.
But I think we needed that full.
I believe so. I think we needed that full experience, that complete immersion
Yes.
in it,
Yes.
to really grasp how powerful they were going to be.
So the moral of the story is be careful. The question matters. The questions that you ask spirit absolutely
matters.
They're really important how you ask that question.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not their job to interpret what we mean.
Nope. They answer the question. Is it okay that we do all 5 of these right now? Yeah. Can we do I'm not sure how I asked it. Can we do them right now?
I think it was, can we do them all together right now?
Well, yeah. And all we had to do is say, would that be wise? Or
is it in our best interest, in our highest good?
And it absolutely would have been no at that point.
No.
Yes. Which I think is good for people when you're setting intentions, when you're sitting in meditation, when you're asking spirit for anything. Understand the question that you're asking, because they're going to answer the question.
Yes.
They're not stepping outside of those boundaries to say, well, they don't do. It's going to be that.
They don't. And I love what you just said. Understand the question you're asking.
Oh,
I love how you put that, because sometimes we'll just ask a question and then as we're saying it, it's like, but that's not really what I mean.
Right.
So we do have to scrutinize ourselves. What is the answer we're after? Yes. And whether we get the answer we want or not isn't the point. It's what question are we after, and then ask the appropriate question.
Yes. And if you have to ask more than one question, that's okay. Because sometimes one question builds.
Oh God, I hope so.
Yes, but for those of you out there who are readers, especially like, say, if you're a tarot reader, you all know you've asked a question, you throw the cards, and you're like, I just don't understand. You're really fighting to get an answer from the cards, from spirit, whatever it is. You're fighting. It's because the question wasn't right. You didn't ask that. I see that a lot. I think I've talked about this, full disclosure. I'll watch tarot like on YouTube. And it's not for the reading itself. I like to watch how the person is reading, and that just fascinates me.
You have gotten some fabulous interpretations of different cards from doing that.
Yes. Yes.
You really have.
And I like to watch the person, how they work. The ones who are like I'll know immediately, oh, you're just reading the cards. Click off. No, I want someone who's actually in their channel and whatever. But
Right.
yes. And it really is within the question. Go back to the question.
Yep. The
And
question is so important.
yes, and if that, you ask a question, you get an answer, ask, and maybe it doesn't feel full enough or something, just ask it in a different way.
Mhm.
Yes. Or do that. Throw some cards. Ask the same question three completely different ways, but really kind of the same question, and see how different the answers are.
It can make a difference.
Even with
Just
seeing stones, when we use seeing stones with our
woo,
students,
stones. Yeah.
yeah, it can be really different.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Especially, using the shamanic
oh, love.
way
Mhm.
with the three different
Oof.
perspectives,
Yes.
because you build on each perspective. It's not, oh, is this one right? Is this one right? Is this one right? No,
Nope.
they're all right, and they build on each other, and they give such a more full,
It's a more full. Yeah.
more full.
Yes. Yes. The
Yeah,
answer.
it does. It gives a fuller answer, a deeper answer.
Yes.
Of course, there's always room for more questions when it's a fuller answer too.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah, and
So
that's a lot of fun to do. So
situations.
situations, life is full of
Situations.
them.
So when a situation comes up, I'm just thinking, okay, the next time something comes up and I start spinning out about it, that's also a time to be careful of the questions you're asking. Be mindful of how you're asking spirit the questions. And our wounding can play a huge role in that. You can ask a question and you're not getting the answer from spirit, you're getting the answer from your wounding. Oh, yes, yes, you need to get involved. I'm pretty much sure that's your wounding. You know what I mean? Like that's, or
Yeah,
I don't know, oh, that person makes me mad or I hate them or something. Is that really truly like all sorts of things can come up and it's from your wounding. And
right.
it doesn't mean, so if that happens, say
I'm
like,
gonna I'm gonna insert.
yes,
Does your emotion match the situation?
love that. Yes.
Yeah.
And you have said that before, and that does it. Yes. And is it okay to, so this is my own shit, certainly. When things happen, it feels so urgent. There's like an urgency to fix it. There's an urgency to have an
Yes.
answer. There's an urgency to do something.
Yes.
I work on that. I still work on no, but it's that I know exactly the wounding it comes from. I know, and I've healed a lot of that wounding, and
Mhm.
there's still some behaviors there that I need to work on. And that's what I'm doing now. So if something will happen and it's that urgency, it has to happen now. And that just comes from childhood, obviously. But there was,
Mhm.
when something happened, I had to make a quick decision. It was imperative for my health, for my well-being. I had to make those quick decisions. And then it just sort of continued into my adulthood, which I don't need to still make those quick decisions anymore, but my brain still wants to go there. My physical body, I'll start pacing. I'll
Right.
feel like it's like the world is coming to an end if I don't make this decision right now. So really for me to stop, unclench my brain
Unclench. Hmm.
and say, okay, take a breath. This really doesn't need to be taken care of right this second. You don't have like, I don't know, a cobra ready to strike in front of you or what, like
Right.
you don't have to make some big decision right now.
And in those very, very few times when a decision does have to be made,
Yes.
when you can stop and unclench and go, okay, do I really have to make this decision?
Right.
Oh, crap. Yeah, I guess I kind of do.
Yes.
Okay. Are you sure?
Right.
Can it wait till tomorrow? Or does it have to be right this minute?
Mhm.
In looking at that as honestly as you can, gives your brain the opportunity
Yes.
to open up
Yeah.
and look at what's really happening.
Yes. How important is this? Most things do not need an immediate response.
No, they don't. Most things don't.
And that's another thing with today, with our phones, with everything being so quick and right now.
Instant gratification.
Yes, we want that now. And no, we don't have
Mm-mm.
to have that right now. It's okay to wait. There are people who absolutely would never turn their phone off because they might miss something. Well, what are you missing? Like you're really not. You're really not.
Been there.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I have too. Absolutely.
Been
Yeah.
there.
Now, right now, I can't do that because my daughter-in-law is, I have another grandchild coming. There's no way I'm turning my phone off or anything
Right.
in case she needs to call. And then, of course, when he comes, yeah, but
It's so funny you brought that up too, because over the past week, there's been many times where I thought, maybe I'm just gonna turn my phone off,
right.
put it somewhere out of sight.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh, but what if, and what if, and what if, and then, well, okay, so you let these people know you're turning your phone off.
Right.
And if there's an emergency, I have a landline,
Right.
right?
Yep.
If
Yep.
there's an emergency, you call me on my landline. And
Right.
if you call me on my landline and it's not an emergency, peace out.
Right. Yes.
But just going through that thought process
Mhm.
allowed me to
Like
just go about my day without even worrying about my phone.
now, and what's going to happen if you miss a call or you
Someone
miss?
will be mad at me.
Right. Right. I wasn't there.
I wasn't
I
there.
wasn't there. Well, it's not your responsibility to be there for other people. Stop. Take a breath here. Unclench. You're sorry, I don't mean to be an asshole, but you're really just not that important.
Good God, that made me dizzy.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
When my husband and I go out, one of us almost always leaves our phone at home. And we take one with us in case, like I said, we have a pregnant daughter-in-law and just not gonna, I
Yeah.
don't really need to. She's 5 weeks or so away from probably giving birth, but you never know. But one of us always leaves it at home because we figure, well, if our kids really need us, they're gonna call both parents. So they're gonna get one of the phones. We're gonna be okay.
Right.
And a lot of times it'll be me leaving it at home because I do a lot more on my phone than my husband does. And
Mhm.
it's really, at first, it's a little disconcerting. It's like my phone, I don't have my phone with, because we're so used to looking at it for everything, right? For the time, for checking whatever, checking
So
messages,
much.
checking email,
It's,
right?
it's
It,
brutal.
it can be a problem.
It,
Yeah.
it can be. My
Yeah.
husband had to ask me when we're grocery shopping
Uh-huh.
to not look at my phone
Sure.
because I'd be texting
Right.
and he'd be 3 aisles ahead and I'd
I was
catch
gonna say,
him and then I'd say,
a
"Oh,
half
wait a minute,
hour. Yeah.
we missed something," and he's like, "Well, because you were on your phone,"
Right. That's a wake up call.
and he just had to flat out ask me, "I don't care. Where's the car? I don't care." But
Right.
when
Well,
we're doing
a half hour run to the store, if you have your phone, can turn into an hour at the store because you're too busy texting and not just getting and what is so important, right? But we're addicted.
Mhm.
I'm important. It's me.
I'm important. It's and it is a problem.
Yeah.
So my husband and I, we've taken up disc golf.
Yep.
And
So awesome.
there is an app, UDisc, that we use for our scorecards,
Oh,
for keeping score. So I have to pull out my phone
yeah.
and keep score. And when there's texts,
Ooh, is it almost painful not to look?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And sometimes I do. And I respond and I try to do it without him seeing.
Yes.
And it's so okay. I did this once. Well, not one text, but one round of golf. I kept a conversation going and it was awful. It was, I felt guilty.
Sure.
I wasn't present. I felt guilty to the people I was having a conversation with because it was a group text. I wasn't fully engaged in it. It was awful.
Yeah.
And the next round that we played later that same day, pull out my phone, go to put in our score for hole 1, 16 messages.
That was
Clearly.
probably a group text.
It was a group. It was a group.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't.
No. Nope.
And so I didn't.
And everything will be there later. And that's here's one of the things that I remember when I'm not in a situation like that, is that texts will be there. That's the beautiful thing of sending someone a text. It sits there and waits for that person to have time to read it and to respond. It doesn't have to, if it's an emergency, you'll get a call. They'll, like, if I needed you and I would text, I didn't hear back, I would call. Just
right.
I don't know what the emergency would be, but
and
yeah.
if I didn't answer, you'd leave me a message.
Yes. Right. But texting is beautiful in that way. You can just leave a message, or you just send it, and
right.
When they get back to you, they get back to you. And sometimes it's not right away.
But when you're so self-important,
yes,
that you might miss something, or you're okay, gross.
yes,
that your input might be missed. Because input after the fact is, it's still input.
Right.
But
right,
it's not in the crux of the conversation.
Right.
My input might get
yes, yeah, yeah. But that's another situational thing. Like we talked about before, maybe it's not chaos coming in, but we always have a choice of how we respond in those situations.
Always.
And I think it's wonderful that your husband said that to you. My husband has said the same thing. What Mari-Lyn and I do, we don't have like 9-to-5 jobs that you walk away from and you're gone from that job. Right. That's just not the nature of what we do. And things are always coming up. Mari-Lyn and I text all the time because things come up. And sometimes it's just a message, like a shower message, what I call shower messages, right? Right? You're in the shower. Right. Everybody gets great messaging in the shower. It's just an awesome thing. And I'll get out of the shower and I'll have to tell her about it. And part of that is, yes, I'm telling my friend, but I'm also telling another channel. Like, sometimes you have to work things out. Like, this message was really big, and if I don't say it now, the importance kind of leaves.
It can get lost.
It can get lost. Yes, because we get messaging constantly all the time.
Yes, we do. And what's about the shower? Amazing messaging. Yes. Singing. You always sound better in the shower.
Right? I don't know if I ever sound better, but yes.
I don't know.
Yes. But they do corner you in the bath, even.
Oh man,
going to the bathroom. Remember at TCS, we would have, so we'd have everyone sitting around getting ready for meditation, and I'd get up and I'd go into the restroom, and then I'd come back out, and there were times when everybody would be looking at me like, did you get some more? Because Fred would always tell me something when I was in there.
Yep.
So the bathroom is just, it's such a just the energy of it too is so private. You're in your own thoughts, and they can really talk to you.
Yeah.
In there. And then that, water is a great conduit, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Vacuums are a great conduit.
Oh, that's your thing. Yes.
I got this morning.
Yep.
This morning I was vacuuming, and it was a quick vacuum because I had to vacuum something specific up, right? And so very quick, but as I'm wrapping up the cord, I got this clarity with messaging, and it was so powerful and important.
Yes.
I'm texting Pam. Can you talk?
Yes. That's another thing too, what just flew in with meditation. You all know there's Fred's Meds, and they come out every Sunday, and that's a type of meditation.
Mm-hmm.
People, I've heard people say, oh no, you need to do mindfulness meditation. You need to sit quietly and just good luck getting for those of you just listening and not watching, she just flipped me. Yeah. Yes. Not me personally this time, but flip
the concept of mindfulness, because I can't.
No. And it's not, and we're here to tell you it's not always necessary. Are there times when, yes, you should shut out the world? Absolutely. And that's kind of even like vacuuming, like Mari-Lyn does. That puts that white noise in the air and gives you, that's her really kind of your version of mindfulness.
It is.
Right? That would be the closest thing. I go for walks. I love going for walks, and I play music, and you've heard, and people will say, you don't, just walk. Don't have the music in your ears. It's like, you know what? It's just like, it just becomes like white noise. I don't even hear the music after a while, but no, I like it. And I can do it with, I'll tell you what, I get bored as hell not having something. But I mean, if mindfulness is your thing, do it. I'm just saying,
absolutely.
There's so many ways to meditate, and it's just about being in receive mode. It's just about receiving.
Playing a musical instrument.
Yes.
Being artistic, drawing or painting or anything, gardening. I do not like to garden. However, I have, working out in the flower beds and weeding, and I have gotten some great messaging and some great clarity.
I'll take your word for it.
I don't do it anymore because, I don't have to.
Yes.
But
my husband does all the outdoor stuff, and but that's meditative he loved. And I remember asking him once, what are you thinking about when you're out there pulling weeds? And he nothing. It's like, what do you mean nothing? How do you just turn your brain off? What do you mean nothing? What? You just got a big...
Well, yeah, I did. I just realized when I'm practicing putting, because I'm telling you, I got the disc golf bug. I love this sport. Yes. I have so much fun. I bought a basket so I can practice putting. It's in my stinking living room.
Yep. Yes, it is.
When the weather's nice, I take it outside. But it's not nice to where I can just take it out and leave it out right now. It's in my living room. But when I'm putting, I'm not thinking.
Oh.
My brain.
There's another meditative thing for
focused, very meditative. And yes, I have gotten messaging while putting. Yeah, absolutely. I have.
Well, it's you're focused on something else. You've turned off the outside world. I wish I had something like that, but I don't.
Well, come on over and I can teach you how to putt.
I remember my kids were disc golfers in we lived in, it was a town called Hood River. Anyone who knows, it's a beautiful love Hood River, but they have several, just, I don't remember how many discs we had to buy. I think they were just wild, bunch of boys going out and just, and they're all super competitive and they're,
Yeah.
oh, discs would just be gone. So
Gone.
yes.
I have yet to lose one. Thank you.
Yes.
I hope it's a while, but
Well, you're not a crazy teenage boy, so
no,
you won't.
no, I am not.
Yes. But they're really awesome. Like disc golf. I've sat and watched
It's fun.
people.
Yeah,
And
it's a lot of fun.
awesome. Like I don't know if I wish I could do that. It looks very relaxing and enjoyable.
It's fun and frustrating.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's very frustrating.
Yes.
Do you know what I can't do? I cannot crochet and be in a meditative state. I cannot crochet and receive messaging.
Well, it's pretty just repetitive, right? You just kind of do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again.
Yes, but when you're doing a pattern, it's important that you don't miss stitches, that you follow the pattern. And if
so you can't just
channeling, if I'm channeling something, I have to put it down.
You end up with a mess.
I have ripped out more crochet rows.
So is crocheting like sewing? I know sewing, most of sewing is ripping it apart and starting again. Is crocheting the same way?
It can be.
Yeah.
It can be. If I can stay present and focused, then no. But when my mind starts to go and I open myself up for messaging, then I just get all discombobulated.
You know what just came up for me, which is really kind of silly, but funny. I don't know why this came in, was they have a lot of like adult coloring books now. Not like adult as in X-rated. I just for adults.
Yeah.
And I have friends who are cops, and they said that like meth addicts, tweakers, and so forth, they love those. They just sit for hours and just color. I don't know why that just came in, but
oh wow,
that memory just of them telling me that it's
just
that they can just sort of focus on and just.
It makes sense.
Yeah. They said every time they pull them over in a car or in person in their backpack or whatever, that's always that. It's like a big clue in. Oh, we know what you're doing because you've got all this adult coloring.
It makes sense because it helps calm the chaos.
Yeah. That's got to be chaos in your brain. Oof. I've never
can't even imagine.
Or
being alcoholic was bad enough for me.
Yes. Anything of that caliber drug I have not done.
Yeah.
But yeah. So coloring, I guess,
it can be very meditative.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have some.
Well, and I didn't wish that I had daughters in the way of like I'd give up my sons to have a daughter. I would no. But little girls, you always say, like they had friends who were little girls, or they were friends with the brother, and the little girl would come over with, and you just sit her down at the table with crayons and color. And color, and the boys are terrorizing the house, and but the little girls would just sit and color.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember when they wanted to, there was a big push to get rid of, in the schools, in elementary schools, they wanted more constructive play or more organized play, like get rid of recess and just letting them free for all. And I went to bat for that one. It's like, no, all kids need to just go out and just and just run and just have that unconstructive whatever it is. And they were mostly, and most of the time it was the boys. The girls would follow around the attendant out there or whatever, or they'd be swinging or in their little groups making fun of other girls. But No, it's like, no, you cannot take that away from the kids. You just, they need to be able to do something that's not, it's not in a box.
Exactly.
They don't have instructions for. Just let them go
Just
and
be,
experience.
just be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I don't know why all that came out, but I'm just, getting all kinds of.
Well, because we're just doing what we do.
This is how we talk.
It is.
Yes.
It absolutely is. And messaging comes in some of the most bizarre ways.
Yeah.
Through some of the most bizarre conversations, we can get clarity. And
yes.
yeah.
I'll do that with my husband, and he'll go, "I'm not Mari-Lyn. I can't follow you." Or he'll say, "So what's Mary?" Because I'll just be yammering along, blah, 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 blah. And he, oh, God bless him. He tries. He really does. And then you'll start seeing his eyes sort of spin around. And what's Mari-Lyn doing? Is she available? Poor guy. He does try.
That's funny.
But, and it's also a blessing. I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but I'm sure we have. Neither Mari-Lyn or I, husbands, do any of this work with us. This is what we do.
No.
And
Not involved at all.
And just don't, they support us 100%.
Yep. My husband will listen to any story I tell him.
Yep.
However, yeah, he's
no interest. No interest whatsoever. And you know what? I don't have interest in my husband's job either. So we cool. Like, we don't live, we're very independent of each other in that way. And which is really, really nice. I don't think I would like to be in partnership with another psychic like that, like my husband. The
look on my face was, the look on my face was agreeing with her 100%. No.
Like a shiver. This like scrunchy face. Yeah. No. No, you need, and it also makes it more like when I'm with my husband. This is another thing about being psychic and is that you need people in your life who keep you grounded, that keep you in reality.
Yes.
Mari-Lyn and I talk so much, and our business is, we talk about being grounded, about being present. We do all that, but when you're in your channel, it's completely different. One thing that happens with a lot of psychics, not just psychics, people who sort of, this becomes their sort of religion type thing. They're very ungrounded people, and they are out in the ethers all the time.
Right.
So for me, having my husband and kids, they very much keep me grounded, especially my grandson. And in reality, like, no, there are real issues or real not issues or what, but keeps me grounded.
Yeah, my husband keeps me grounded. He allows me to not be psychic.
Yes, I love that.
And it blows my mind when we're together, and this has happened actually out on the disc golf course, and something will come out of my mouth. I've channeled something, and I'm like, this is so unusual because I am usually pretty shut down when we're together. But there's something
shut down. Clarify that.
Yes. My channel is typically closed down. I'm not connected to spirit in the same way that I am when I'm with Pam or when I'm working.
That intuiting piece.
I just kind of, turn that part of me off. but there's something about being outside
Yes, that
and
would be hard for me not to.
in
Yeah.
because we have a park real close to us. And it's like being out in the middle of the woods. It's
Yeah.
not like an open
Yeah.
green grass
We live in
park where
such
the
a
course
beautiful
is.
part of the country. Yeah.
And it's amazing, and it's really hard to not be connected when you're out there. And I'm learning a new, what do I want to say? I'm learning a new way to be
Yeah.
connected and with my husband at the same time. And it's kind of fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
But
it's a whole different, it's a different way of being present. Because even when we're doing this work, yes, we're present, we're here, we're grounded, we're also within our channel, and that high vibration comes in, and it's good to turn that off and walk away from it and just be human. Just do your humaning thing.
Yeah. We have to be human.
Yes.
And, we don't do ourselves any favor when we stay in that high vibration all the time, because pretty soon that high vibration becomes a pink cloud.
Ooh, yes.
And it's not really a high vibration anymore. It's a complete bypass of everyday life.
Yeah, like those people that think, oh, you should always just be careful of everything you say. You have to be positive all the time. And
yep. Oh, just be happy.
yes.
Just stay positive.
Uh-huh. Yeah, good luck with that, lady, unless you're,
Oh.
Yeah. No.
No, because everything isn't always positive.
Right. No.
No, we have to
No.
we have to allow ourselves that full range of emotion.
And it's not as if all of a sudden we stop being spiritual. We're just talking about the psychic piece.
Yeah.
We turn off that psychic piece. We're still spiritual. We're still, human. We sort of, those two things come together.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I, can turn, and you have to turn off. People that don't turn off are really weird. I know that's kind of an asshole thing to say, but they are. They're really out there and weird people.
Because they're living on Pink Cloudville.
Yeah. Like they can't have just normal conversations and just day-to-day stuff. They're weird. Yeah. So anyway, kind of off topic from situations versus problems or whatever.
Situations versus problem. Well, but did we really? Because if we don't close down that psychic piece of it, it can create a problem.
Yes.
It really can.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not everything, this might shock people, not everything can be fixed psychically with a psychic connection or a psychic answer.
No.
No, we have to be human. We have to be here, have real human problems, have real human things, deal with it in a real human way.
We have real wounding that affects our behavior, that makes us do stupid stuff.
Yeah. And spirit won't always answer us either.
No.
Not getting an answer is an answer, by the way. Like when you ask a question and you get zip, you get nothing. That's pretty much an answer. That's you need to work this out on your own, human. Miss Human. You need human. Yes.
Human.
Human. Yes. Oh, and Nan, did you see her text today? She had one of her students. She speaks several languages and she's a teacher. She teaches. So one of her students, like 9-year-old or something, called her ma'am. And she's like, ma'am. Welcome to cronehood, my friend.
Yes.
Yes. And,
it happens to the best of us.
It does. Remember when you were a teenager and 30 was so old? And
yes. I could remember, and it feels like not that long ago, that living to be 40 years old.
Oh my God.
I could not even fathom it.
Yes.
In October, my husband and I will be married 40 years.
You old people, holy shit.
And I wonder, man, how do we get married to an old man?
You're right. Yes. You know,
He's
only
married to an
30 for
old
us.
woman. Oh,
Yes.
man.
Well, so you are a few years older than me, and you got married younger than I did.
Younger. Mhm.
Yeah, so between those two things,
Yep.
there's a 10-year, difference
Yep.
in how long we're married. But yeah, it's a bizarre, that whole,
So strange.
it is strange. That's a long time. Congratulations.
It is a long time. Thank you.
One of the funniest things my mother ever said, which I don't typically quote her in a good way, but she would say, marriage is just an endurance contest. It's just, after she and my dad would have something, it's an endurance contest. Yes, sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes
I'm
it
going to say I
That's
have been married to, I can clearly say 3 different men.
Yes.
And I'm going to say my husband has been married to minimum 4 different women.
Sure.
He might say more than that.
But isn't this, I know for myself, because I'm sure Mike and I could both say the same thing about each other. This is the best version that I've been married to. And I think I'm the best
Absolutely.
version that he's been married to.
Hands
right
down.
now.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Abso-fucking-lutely. Yeah.
Abso-fucking-lutely is one of my favorite terms.
I know people sort of, it scares them to get older.
It's scary.
And for me, the end of life piece, it does scare me a little bit. And it's not the dying piece. It's, will I be incapacitated? What will my life be? How will I be, in life?
Right.
But I really love the age I am. Like, I'm totally okay with where I am right now. I mean, the healthiest mentally, physically, maybe not physically, but mentally, as physically healthy as I can be right now, I think. But mentally and emotionally, because all the healing and being where I am and the life experience, would not, if anyone said, hey, would you, want to go back and be
Nope.
25 or no, 30?
No, because I'm going to do it again anyway.
We are going to do it again. Yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, the next time I do it, I will come in with a little more wisdom. That's my hope.
I doubt it, but good thought.
I mean, some people do.
Some people
right? Because we have to experience things from every different angle,
That's true.
right? Which means we have to come in with some wisdom if we're going to experience it from the best possible perspective. And so that's
true. That's true. And I will say our students, our younger students, they are wise beyond their years. And look at Trevor. I'm going to say Trevor because he's the youngest one.
He is the youngest.
Dude.
Little boy.
Yes. But he gets it. Like, he really gets it. Golly. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. They all are.
They are.
They all are. But I just mentioned it because he's the youngest one.
He's the youngest, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I feel done. I think we never opened space, so I guess we don't have to close space.
We did.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, we never even opened.
No. Yeah. Situations, problems, that took us a lot of different places.
Yes, it did.
But that article, man, just realizing that the problems are created in my own brain.
Yes.
And that I actually do have a choice to accept. This is just a situation.
Yep.
One I don't have control of, or one I do have some control of.
Right.
I do have some maneuverability within it, and how crucial and in the timing is. There's a lot to look at when we want to make something a problem.
And the common denominator in all of that is still we have control.
Yes.
No matter what we choose to do with that, we still have control in that
Right.
situation. There's still a this or that, or a yes or a no.
We still have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sometimes neither choice feels very good, but you know, we still have to make it.
You know, there are times, and you have said this to me, not making a choice is a
It's a
choice.
choice. Mm-hmm.
But there are times that's not an option.
That's true.
And
Yes. Yep. Sure.
yeah, there are some times when it's imperative. We have to choose.
Yeah.
And when we can allow ourselves to just stop and breathe.
Breathe. Yes. And get grounded. For those of you who know how to ground, that's a great. And sometimes it's really hard when you're spinning out. It's hard to get grounded. I get that. I would never say that that's easy to do, because it isn't. Yes. Give yourself some time.
Easier when you have a best friend who you can say,
yes.
oh my God, can you ground me, please?
Yes. And that's for everyone out there. Have someone like that. You and a friend both learn how to ground, keep practicing that grounding, and then you can do that for each other.
It's really great, a great suggestion.
Because there are times you absolutely need the other person to help you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
This has been a good conversation today.
It has been.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can look at, okay, before we go, we are
Brain just like went,
we are
carry on.
We are creating a new program. And it's
Yes,
not
we
on our
are.
website yet, but I'm tossing it out there. A new healer program, healed healer program. We are taking what we both do and bringing it together in a new, exciting way. Spirit is still bringing us information about it. We're so excited.
Really excited.
So excited about it.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, that will be
good.
Yes. Very exciting.
Good.
So things are changing, which, oh, thank God. To do the same thing over and over again all the time is just soul crushing.
It is.
Yes, for us. I don't know. There are other people I know that
it's very true.
That like it.
That is true.
Don't have a problem with it. My husband at the office has this this young woman who comes in, and she does like data entry. That's the closest thing I could tell you that it is.
Excuse me.
And that's all day. 4 days a week. I think she works 30 hours a week, and that's what she does. And she's happy as can be. And I'd be like, oh my God, just jab me in the eye with something, or, just like I couldn't do it. But you know, that makes her happy, and it's a job that needs to be done. It's like a match made in heaven.
It is.
Hallelujah.
And I'm going to say, she receives her growth in other areas of her life.
Yep. Yes.
For you and I,
yes,
part of our growth comes through what we do.
Oh, man. Yes.
A lot of our growth comes through what we do, and just doing the same thing over and over feels like I'm not growing. I'm not expanding. And it can be suffocating.
And you know what? Change is okay. And I know that that could be another good podcast about how change can be so healthy. And I used to, like I was told all the time that I quit things too early and I move on. And so I had this some real issues around that I was a quitter and I was a this and I was a that. And sometimes do I quit to quit? Yes. However, as on the whole, I get into things as soon as I learn what I need to get out of it, I'm done. I'm out. I don't need to keep going. I don't want to keep going. And Mari-Lyn, it happens all the time.
I thought you were going to say Mari-Lyn's a little different. She likes to hang on to that end result for a while.
More than I do. Yes. And that's okay. My brain works fast. My channel works fast.
It does.
Get what I need and I'm already out.
And sometimes I forget there's more.
Yes.
I forget.
Yeah.
And that's partly my programming from childhood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be
So,
a good.
I'm learning.
Yeah. Yes. Well, we always keep learning.
Always.
If you ever hear me say I'm done learning, ooh, that's no point. Something's wrong. Something is seriously wrong. Something is wrong. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And learning the telltale signs of our own reactions.
Ooh,
like
yeah.
When that excitement is waning, that excitement is dropping off.
Yeah.
That's a telltale sign for me.
Yes.
And now knowing that and being able to look at it and go, okay, what do I need to do?
Right.
Time to expand, time to shift somehow, some way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whew.
Okay.
Right.
On that note, that was a nice note to end this.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
All right, everyone.
Said that new program is not on the website, but if you want to check out what is on the website, it is at tcseverydayspsychics.com.
Yes, it is. Or yes, we are. Or that's where we all are. Yes. And thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you.
Yes, we do.
Please share with your friends. And we'd love to talk to more people and get these conversations out there, get these conversations started would be really fabulous and we love it. So thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes.
And
for those of you on YouTube, leave your comments. Let us know what topics do you want us to talk about?
Oh, yes.
So what topics you would love. Yeah.
Yeah. We're here for it.
We are.
All right.
All right.
See y'all later.
Take care.
Bye.